website. After the break, families forced to drive up to Telephone Hill just to get a connection. Welcome back. No working internet connection, no phone reception, and this is just 40 minutes from a capital city. Locals are so fed up they've resorted to setting up their office on the side of the road.
It's unfair, it's unprofessional.
So all the houses out here share the same basic internet infrastructure.
It is frustrating, especially when you've got things to do.
Can you imagine setting up your work on the side of the road?
Shahana Shashinsky doesn't want to stop traffic, but she's certainly turning heads.
I can't think of another solution. I can't hotspot from home when we don't have mobile.
The mother of two is a career transition coach, but she never thought her career would see her setting up a makeshift office on the side of the road.
Honestly, it's heartbreaking, frustrating, and it's impacting my ability to do my job to the level that I know I'm capable of doing.
Almost 3 years ago, Shahana and her family moved to Cedar Creek, 35 kilometres northwest of Brisbane. While its picturesque and undulating landscape is what draws people in, the constant battle to get adequate internet connection has done the opposite.
There's been so many members of our community that have had to pick up and move, and we live in paradise.
At home, Shahana has extremely poor internet connection and no mobile phone reception. She says the internet is so slow and patchy, she can't even rely on it for simple tasks such as online conferences with clients.
During these calls, I lose video, it freezes, it gets distorted and it drops out. It's not what I want to be able to provide them, and it's just so frustrating.
With recent COVID lockdown restrictions, Shahana was unable to go into the office or to friends' houses to work, leaving her with no other option but to pack a table and chair into the car and drive 5 minutes up the road to what's now known by locals as Telephone Hill, the last point of mobile reception in the area.
So that I'd be able to hotspot from my phone and at least have a little bit of a semi-professional looking environment instead of me being in my car.
Shahana isn't alone. This intersection now a popular spot among locals wanting to simply communicate with the outside world, including Lisa Barrios.
I joked around the other day and said we need a permanent shelter just so we don't get wet when we have to come up here if we're setting up outside the cars.
But in all seriousness, the fix residents want and have been calling for more than 2 years is home internet that works. Currently, they say their only viable option is ADSL, but this relies on an ageing copper network owned by Telstra. Much of this, however, has been sold to NBN Co, which has offered some customers fixed wireless or Sky Muster satellite connection for others. Residents claim neither option is suitable in certain areas.
And we all have tried satellite, but satellite doesn't work out here.
The last yet most promising solution residents say is Starlink satellite created by Elon Musk, which is twice the speed of a typical 4G mobile internet service. But due to zoning of the area, they claim they're not eligible to receive it.
In no man's land, falling between the cracks, yeah.
Resident and IT architect Paul Donoghue.
Clearly someone's drawn a line on the map, so maybe they could just draw that line a bit differently.
Poor internet connection isn't the only problem households here are impacted by. Around 200 residents are without mobile phone reception. But after 2 years of pushing to get a government-funded Telstra tower installed, it's finally looking promising.
They've got a few sites in mind, so fingers crossed we'll have something. But it'll still take a while to build, but hopefully one day we'll have a tower.
Once installed, while it will help the community access internet via their mobile, Shahana says it's not the answer.
We came out here with the promise that we would have access to technology and be able to function and run our businesses and work and have our children study. And I want them to fulfil their promise.
And that's ridiculous, isn't it? NBN says it's not aware of any current complaints from customers, while Telstra told us it's determined to provide the community with improved mobile connectivity and is working closely with council and landowners to resolve issues. Those statements are on our homepage.